Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Mad Science Lab on the Fantasy Football Universe. I am Aaron St. Dennis at the FF Mad Scientist all over social media. He was back by popular demand yesterday. That would be SC Romero. And after being booed out of the building with the Denver Broncos, we said, fuck it, and we brought him back anyways to talk some 49ers. You can find him on social media at the PPR Show. You ready to have a little bit more fun here and talk the Niners, a good team?
Yeah, that's good. I mean, they have some top guys on here that I'm sure everyone's heavy on. So, yeah, it'll be fun.
Prepare to hear the words too many mouths to feed. Just wait. I wish I could set an over-under on the timer, but we'll see how long it takes. All right. That is not the issue here in the QB room. We've got Brock Purdy finished as QB6, going as QB11. Both of those numbers kind of amaze me that he finished that high and that he's going that low. Backed up by Joshua Dobbs, which means at some point Brock Purdy will get hurt. Joshua Dobbs will come in, be a Hall of Famer for 3 games, and then be traded to another team. Bank on it. The third stringer here is Brandon Allen. We hope that doesn't really happen. It just seems to be the curse of the backup Joshua Dobbs. So what do you think here about Brock Purdy?
Purdy's nice, man. His value is too inflated for me. I'm not going after him. Unless I drafted him last season or year before, I'm not necessarily, fantasy 6, people want a first round or top quarterback for him. And, the reality to me is I don't think he's, I still rather go after T-Law than him, you know what I mean? So I think this is just a factor of the system. That's why he looks great.
Who did you say?
T-Law?
I thought you said Tebow for a second.
Oh, no. What? I mean, we go back to college days.
Okay. No, I was like, I'm not that low on Purdy, but okay. All right. T-Law. Trevor Lawrence. Gotcha.
So he's nice, but, I think it's really one of those where I think any quarterback in the NFL right now, if you put them back there with the San Francisco 49ers, with the team they have, they can find success. Daniel Jones would have to do so much, right? So am I trading him, though, I guess is a better question. If you can get some heavy value for him, again, if you can go out there and get Trevor Lawrence, if you can go out there and get Justin Herbert after a down year, I would definitely jump all over that. But I don't think anyone's necessarily buying that. Value's too high, but it's not worth that high to me.
This reeks to me of Jimmy G, or even to a lesser extent, Jared Goff. Quarterbacks where I'm not sure they're this good if they didn't have such loaded weapons. And don't get me wrong, I think Goff's significantly better than Jimmy G. I just don't know if he deserves the contract he got if he doesn't have such a loaded cap. And we've seen what Jimmy G did when he didn't have 900 weapons on the 49ers offense. So right. I think that might be the case here. Do I believe Brock Purdy is QB6? Nope. I think he's likely to have peaked. So if you did what I did and you got him before last season on waivers, like I did, I hope you sold high, or I hope you're about to, because QB11, if I can get anything equivalent in Superflex to the QB11 value, I'm selling that all day, because that's probably what? A mid to late second round pick. Bye-bye. So
in Superflex, that's probably a first. I mean, if you think about it, top half quarterback, right? So you can probably get in there and squeeze in a late first. So that's what I'm saying. Like, his value is too high for me to go after. So I'd rather try to trade him high, before anything. So because the thing is, if he gets hurt and Dobbs comes in and Dobbs has the same success, his value plummets completely, because then people start saying, it's the system, right? So you get him while you can.
I think that's entirely possible. Not just the injury, but like I said, the fact that he may be the ultimate system quarterback, game manager type. Because I said it as a rookie. Like, I liked him in the rookie process. That's why I was able to add him off waivers. I stashed him in a dynasty league. I thought he had some potential, but I didn't think he was a top 12 quarterback. I thought, shit, maybe if this guy starts, he can be Jimmy G or Derek Carr.
Right.
Turns out he was closer to, Justin Herbert, but I don't think that's him. So I'm going to be selling at this price. The running back room, aka the Christian McCaffrey room, he was one last year. He's won this year. He's won in every format. I don't care. I have actually this year in the Superflex drafts, because I've done a million of them, in the Superflex drafts where I've gotten the 101 or the 102 or the 103, if I didn't go quarterback, Christian McCaffrey is my pick. He's the only one where I've actually gone McCaffrey over a quarterback, because he is that damn good. Behind him, we've got a world here of a whole bunch of handcuffs. Elijah Mitchell appears to be the best of the handcuffs. Garendo is super fast. Mason, Schrader, Juszczyk the fullback, Patrick Taylor, not much to see there. This is all CMC. He's healthy, basically.
Yeah, I mean, my only question, I guess, um does the age worry you in Dynasty for CMC? Because he's at that 28 age, right? So this is kind of notoriously that fallout year for the running backs. CMC, though, he's proven against the grain. As you mentioned, he's won then, now, forever. Shout out WWE, use your slogan there. But it's just like that's a big thing for it. So like at this point at 28, I mean, is he worth that? If you haven't ranked, like from what you won last season, whatever you had him from last season, you have him, you didn't draft him, but is he worth that trade high value now because of his age?
I don't even care. He's one of the guys like Kelsey that I've been, drafting or trading for all off season as everyone gets overhyped on the young guys and you can make ridiculous trades. Him and Travis Kelsey have been such a positional advantage. I don't care. I will draft them, and I will just if I get a year out of them and they die on my roster, or if I get 5 years and they die on my roster, I do not care because whatever I get out of them will be elite. So Kelsey and CMC, I don't care. I'm willing to. They've done this long enough. I'm willing to just say to hell with the age. I don't care.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, he's if he's on the field, he's a dominant threat. And the beautiful thing is, it's not just like his pass catching. Yeah, he still does it, but he's actually getting fed the rock to run. He's actually going in there making running plays too. So that's what I love to see. And again, though, I mean, this is a system, right? Because we saw he was great in Carolina, but then he comes here. It's just like, bro, he's flying. They know how to use him and how to get him open. So I mean, he's definitely a great value. And yeah, I mean, you're not trading for him unless you're giving up your soul for it. So
the hardest part to project here is the wide receiving room. We've got Ayuk finished as wide receiver 9, going as 16. Debo, wide receiver 8, going as 15. The rookie first rounder, Ricky Pearsall, wide receiver 75. Jacob Cowing, who I liked, not where he landed. Juwan Jennings, Ronnie Bell, Trent Taylor, Danny Gray, Chris Conley. This is, for the most part, a two-man group here with Ayuk and Samuel. So I guess we can talk about who you prefer out of those two. With the exception of Pearsall, I do have some stash shares here. He's a first rounder. And in those stashes, I was just hoping that, Ayuk finds his way out of town. It's a desperation in case shit happens, but it's Ayuk and Debo for me. Thoughts?
Yeah. No, I agree too. I think it's Ayuk and Debo. And Scott Fish, I'd rather have Debo just because he's that playmaker that they can definitely use him in the kick return too, and he can make big plays. But I think Ayuk is the primary receiver, so I think he's definitely gonna be one of the top guys there for it. I do like Pearsall, but I see him going late first, early second. That's too early for me just because of the crowded room, and he's already on the pup list, so that also scares me a little bit too. So Cowing's probably undrafted. He's still of interest because if Ayuk goes out, if Pearsall, even if he comes back, but he already has some injury, I mean, Cowing could see some playing time sooner than we rather think. And in deep leagues, I mean, Juwan Jennings is always a target because he always just finds a way to be relevant in a few weeks, especially in your deeper leagues. But definitely brought, Ayuk and Samuel here.
All right, let's close it out with the tight ends. George Kittle is the only one I really want to talk about. We've got Logan Thomas, Cameron Latu, Braden Willis, and Eric Saubert. Kittle finished as tight end 2 last year, going as tight end 8. I have a ton of George Kittle. The age 30, the shine seems to have worn off. He gets the injury plague tag. Injury prone tag. He gets the too many mouths to feed tag. There are 50 reasons why Kittle, as my dog loses his shit, there are 50 reasons why Kittle seems to fall, and I'm just buying the discount. How about you?
Yeah, same. I mean, you talk about injury riddled last few weeks, 1 game, 2 game, 3 games, so this is he really or is he not? I really love Kittle. I think he's a people's tight end. This guy is versatile. They can move him. The crazy thing is they can move him anywhere on the field and he's relevant. You don't get ready made at tight ends like that. And he can make some plays once the ball's in his hands as well. So with them bringing in Logan Thomas, that could spill something away just with a 2 tight end set there. But Kittle at value, man, you could definitely. I would rather go after him than a Travis Kelce or something because he's probably valued lower. and he could have the same kind of projection. I mean, what you said, tight end 2 last year, he can have the same type of projection as Kelsey, or even better than what we see in the
5 rounds
portal.
cheaper.
Right. So I definitely like him as a target for you in drafts and in trade target too. If you need a tight end, a good tight end, I personally would trade Evan Ingram for Kittle if I could. I think people are heavy on Evan Ingram because he had a great year last year too. But
He should
the mouths
regress.
to feed, yeah, I think he will regress. Where Kittle has shown consistency, throughout his career. So I like him more.
All right. You kind of transitioned into the target a bit here. So at their cost, 1 target and 1 avoid on this team.
Yeah, 1 target. I mean, let's go Kittle, right? I think that's a heavy target for him, and he could definitely have big possession. 1 avoid. Purdy, if he's going QB 11, there's other guys in that range. I'd rather get Goff later. I'm going after Deshaun Watson later. I'm going after all these different guys later than gain, Purdy as QB 11. So.
All right, you know the drill here. Let's get into the schedule. This was one of the ones where if you give them 12 wins, you may be underachieving for them, because I think this is one of the few times where I looked and I'm going, oh, can't give them. There were 2 really tough games, I think, here, but for both of their toughest games, they get the luxury of facing them at home. So I think I had them at 16-1. So there's nothing you can say that's going to make me think you're crazy. So we'll start with hosting the Jets in week 1.
Yeah, they'll win.
Yes, they will. Week 2 at Minnesota.
No, they'll win.
Week 3 at the Rams.
They'll win. I mean, it's the Rams, but still, you're still close to San Fran, so they'll win.
Week 4 hosting the Pats.
They'll win. I may question it if it was at New England. No, it's early in the season too, so yeah, they'll win. And it's not Brady, so.
Very true. Week 5 hosting the Cards.
They'll win.
All right. Week 6 at Seattle.
They'll win.
See, that was one where I agree, but that was a mystery game because Seattle has a weird way of beating divisional opponents at home. So that one wouldn't throw me if they lost.
Yeah, I agree. They could split that one. So, but I think they'll win right now.
Week 7 hosting the Chiefs in probably the toughest game of the year.
This is big. I think Kansas City has to go in there and win. That would be a huge, statement game. Well, yeah, Kansas City will win. I was trying to think of the Super Bowl last year. Yeah, KC will win.
See, that one was tough for me. I think I say the same thing because I never want to bet against KC. But this seems like with the Lions last year where KC will lose the regular season game that doesn't matter. And then if they meet in the playoffs, they'll win. So I know they didn't face the Lions, but so you have a KC win. So they're 6-1. Week 8 at home against the Cowboys.
At home, they're going to win. If it was in Dallas, I may give it to Dallas, but they'll win at home.
You had them 7-1 going into the bye. Week 10 at Tampa.
I think they lose this one.
Okay, week 11 hosting the Seahawks.
They'll win. They're going to end up getting a sweep there.
All right, beat the Sea Chickens. Week 12 at Green Bay.
This is big. This is a big game. I'm going to give it to Green Bay. I think, at Green Bay this time of year, I think that's going to be a difference maker. It's not going to be all sunshine and everything. So,
week 13 at Buffalo.
At Buffalo, they're going to lose that one too.
So you just assuming it's back-to-back bad weather games there?
Yeah, just the weather's going to be different for sure.
Gotcha. Week 14, the Bears, but it's in San Fran.
In San Fran, they'll take it.
All right. Week 15, home against the Rams.
At home, they're going to sweep the Rams here. That's going to be a tough one too. They may split that one, but I'll give it to them right now.
Week 16 at Miami.
I think they're going to come away with it.
Week 17, home against Detroit.
At home, they win.
All right. And they close it out week 18 at the Cardinals.
This could be a big game, but let's say that they take it too.
All right. 13-4 it is for you. That's completely reasonable. I might have gone a little under here or a little over for me. I think KC's a tough one. I think Detroit's a tough one. The 2 road games in the bad weather are potentially tough. I think they roll Tampa. Seattle and LA, the divisional opponents, are tough, but I can't hate 13-4. I think I have them at 14-3 or 15-2, but I generally don't pick against San Fran or KC.
Yeah.
All right. That is a wrap for the San Francisco 49ers. If you want to see the whole team page, head over to fantasyfootballuniverse.com. Check back tomorrow where we have, I believe it's the Detroit Lions, but it could also be the Raiders. Not 100% sure. It's someone. There's only like 3 teams left, so it's one of them. Check back tomorrow, and thank you all for tuning in to the Fantasy Football Universe. Take care, everyone.